Assalamu alaikum everyone. Before the presentation shows up in here, I'm going to be giving you a little preview of what I'm about to tell you, what I'm about to acquaint you with today with my speech and this presentation. The least important thing about this presentation is my name and who I am, what I do, what I study. I want you to listen up, look at the information that is given here, and get as much as possible. Think about your life and about your habits, what you do and what you do not do. We all are human beings and we all have to stay healthy as long as possible. This is a young, fleeting moment when we think we're going to be reckless, we're going to live not such a long time. But the truth is, normal human life and normal life expectancy is far more longer than you expect. So you have to stay healthy. And today we're going to be talking about psychological side of your own health. And as you can see, today we'll talk about psychology of mental exhaustion. Okay, what is mental exhaustion? How it affects our health? How it affects our mind, our body, and everything. We'll be talking about that. Newsflash. According to WHO, which is World Health Organization, every one person out of 5 lives in a constant state of stress. That is 20% of the world, and there is no difference between age groups. Whether you give it from someone from secondary school, high school, or someone who's adult and who's in their peak adulthood life, working, traveling around the world, 20% of the world's population living in the constant state of stress. Well, what is stress? There are a few options for you to look at and for you to imagine what's stress. First one is like your mind opens 37 tabs at once and forgets which one is playing music. Or your brain decides that 3 a.m. in the morning is the perfect time to analyze and overthink your entire life at once. Or this is a survival mechanism that enables you to respond to danger appropriately. Or, this is the most common one for us, missing 10 plus phone calls from our dad or mom when it's really important. Well, if you ask a scientist, there is 2 possible explanations for stress. One from his neurological side, one from his biological side. A neuroscientist would tell you that stress is your brain's neutral and chemical reaction to your environment in which a threat or a danger is perceived. For something in your environment disturbs you, and in your brain, cortisol levels, epinephrine, which is known as adrenaline, epinephrine flares up, and then you go into fight or flight state. That is what we call stress. And then from the biological side, stress is something that disturbs your internal balance. Your internal balance being homeostasis. Anything that disturbs, dizzy, disorder, flu, fever, anything at all that disturbs your body, it's called stress. Next one, please. Let me tell you my story. What made me speak about mental exhaustion? What made me speak about sleep in other TED Talks? Or telling my friends to really care about themselves. 3 years ago, in 2023, I was diagnosed with insomnia. The famous quote goes like this: I couldn't sleep, I couldn't think at all. It's like that. Yes, I was diagnosed with insomnia, meaning I couldn't sleep at all without any medication. Then I had severe cases of skin breakages, hair loss, gut disbalance, and my metabolism wasn't working well, and I was a complete mess, to be honest, in our words, as we say. And then I stumbled upon a book called Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. As I wasn't sleeping well, as I wasn't sleeping sufficiently, I had developed all those side effect disease. For example, as I said, skin breakages, hair loss, gut disbalance, that sort of thing. All of them came from me not sleeping. And next slide. Yeah, this is the look of the book. I really do recommend. If you're not having any problem with sleep, or if you're having slight problems, I really do. If you do not have or do have any problems, please take a look at this book. There's like tons of research given there. Matthew Walker is a PhD in sleep research, so you really want to be checking that out. Because if I have to recommend you one book, this would be the one. Next slide. Well, mental exhaustion. We're going to do like really cherry on the top of the dessert. What is mental exhaustion? Mental exhaustion is something that is cumulative, that compounds on the top of another and finally shows itself in severe cases. There are 3 pillars of life. First one is sleep, nutrition, and physical activity. I will be explaining all of that and how it affects your affects your mental state, your psychology. First one is mental exhaustion and sleep. This one is really important because when you sleep, you're not just laying down and being dead for several hours. No. When you sleep, your body clears out toxins. Your mind processes the information you have received throughout the day. Your body does its metabolism, digestion parts. Your body practically resets for the next day. So you really have to be caring about it. And not sleeping sufficiently or not sleeping enough is really going to create problems for you. If you are awake for the duration of 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. for those 4 hours in the night, for 2 days a week, you are carrying the terminal disease risks in your body right now. So you have to be consistent about your sleep schedule. And when you read that book, there is a lot of advice for you how to get your sleep under schedule and how to find your own type, chronotype. There are a lot of things. I can't tell you a whole book about it, but but I leave it to you. Next, please. So this is the age group. This is the age range, and this is the recommended hours of sleep. Most people say that sleeping is myth. You have to be grinding a lot. You have to be working. You only need 4 hours of sleep. But that's, first of all, stoicism, everything, that all is good, fine. When you are in your teenage years, you're strong. Your body is strong. You can handle it. Everybody thinks as tiredness or mental exhaustion as something that they can power through, that they can just go right in the middle. Yes, it is as you think. Yes, but when you go about your life, and then you go into late 30s, late 40s, and then you go into the elderly stage of your life. At that time, for you not to have any diseases or have a good life and want to experience fun or any activities in your early life, you have to be healthy. And sleep also, that the diseases that comes from the sleep is not something that comes up with a flick of your hand. This is cumulative thing. So when you read that book, please make sure to really understand how sleep affects your body, how it resets your body, and all. Next, mental exhaustion and nutrition. Most of us think that eating is just for staying alive. For example, I too, and now I know that when I was younger, especially 5 to 6 years ago, I would skip breakfast and lunch and just have dinner, like big oily dinner. You know that Uzbek foods are mostly oily. Big dinner, and I thought that would just catch up with my calorie count. And then what happened is that I had gut disbalance and digestion problems. What you don't know is that nutrients and minerals that comes from your nutrition or simply as your diet is not just important for your body but for your mind. When you eat something, the nutrients, good or bad nutrients, the compounds it has, components it has, goes to your mind too. When you eat something, you generate an energy, bodily energy, and 20% of that goes to your mind. Despite your mind having only 20%, only 2% of your body, and it consumes nearly 20% of your energy. So that means the function that your brain does is not something that is just, let's say, mental. It is crucial for your optimal performance, and you really have to be thinking about it. Calories, fibers, protein, fats, everything is good. There is no such thing as fat is bad. Fat is really important, especially for your brain. And there are a lot of research on this, and there are fiber-based, protein-based, there are millions of diet types. You can do your own research, or you can refer to my works. I can help you with that. And you create your own diet that is the best for your own body. Next slide. Well, this is the age range, and this is the age range, and this is how much calorie that they should be consuming on a day-to-day basis. Depends on your active lifestyle. For example, if you live a sedentary life, for example, most students do not have time for like going out, having fun, doing a lot of workouts. Sedentary life, moderately active, and active. For example, I too myself consider it as moderately active right now. So from your age range, you have to be finding the perfect slot for you, and you should be consuming as much. Next slide. Mental exhaustion and physical activity. One thing that I am really excited right now is that in Uzbekistan, most younger generations are getting active. They're going for runs, there are many clubs, most people are interested in working out, especially I have been seeing so many great progresses in male population, and women are also getting very active. I see most of them running in the morning, in the evenings. There are many clubs, and it is really it's something that you should be implementing into your routine. It is your workout can be something as much as walking. When you walk, you sweat. Not like actually sweat, but when you sweat, your body clears out toxins through your receptors, and you get that out without the help of your lymphatic drainage. Next slide. So this is the type of this is the age range, and this is the type of and the hours of workouts that you should be doing based on your age. The most common ones and the most crucial ones is 150 minutes of moderate aerobic exercises. Aerobics can be running around a certain area or on a treadmill. You can do basic weightlifting if it suits your body. Next slide. Vital Habit Toolkit. Why have I added this part to my presentation? As I said, there are many tips. I have tried them, all of them, and there are ones that actually work and that doesn't work or make the situation worse or your condition worse at all. So I will be sharing my personal tips and habits that actually helped with me. First one is waking up, sleeping and waking up at the same time. Most people do not think much of it, but consistency is really the key. If your routine is not predictable enough to let you sleep at the same time, please make sure to wake up at the same time. When you wake up at the same time again and again, despite when you sleep, your body tires. We tire. Just because we let out our energy, we do this and that. At some point in the evening, you start to feel tired at the same time. because those melatonin hormone goes out and you naturally feel sleepy. So waking up at the same time will help you naturally sleep at the same time. Okay, the next one is melatonin. Do not intake melatonin or any sleep supplements unless you are professionally prescribed. What do I mean by that? Most people mess around with melatonin. I mean, you can get it from pharmacies and without receipt, of course. The thing is, melatonin is not actually what you should be looking for. First of all, melatonin has a lot of side effects. First one, melatonin makes your dreams literally turn into the most bizarre things that you have ever seen, or upright nightmares. This has to be forcing sleep on your body, so you get these crazy nightmares. And second one is melatonin. You get dependent on it, and at some point in your life, you just cannot sleep without it. Melatonin is a hormone, and you should not be messing around with your hormonal balance unless you're prescribed by a professional. Or any sleep supplement. You can drink vanilla teas to smooth out all those anxieties, and that will help. That will really do help. So try vanilla ones or other things that will help you come down from your high. For example, chamomile is also a good thing to relax you. And the second one is cut down on the oily foods. What do I mean by that? In Uzbek cuisine, oily foods are quite common. So especially we do like big dinner. We eat like mante, pulov, and that sort of big foods in dinner. Ideally, you should not be eating anything after 7 p.m. for your gut to finish all its digestion and get you ready for sleep. When you eat something after 7 p.m., your body stays awake just to digest that thing that you have eaten, because your body cannot go to sleep when you have something in your gut that is not digested yet. And this fourth one is walking 10K steps. This has been going around the social media so much. Everybody's been talking about 10K steps, and most people are still ignoring it. This is something that you should be starting your workout routine. For example, right now, if you don't have any workout routine, or you do not do any aerobics, weightlifting, yoga, Pilates, doesn't necessarily matter. Aim for 10K every day. This can be as much as morning walk, evening stroll, everything. For example, going to a grocery store, take a longer route, go around it instead of just going to it. So this will be another workout for you. And the fifth one is doing basic stretches, yoga, Pilates, weightlifting. Even meditating can be a workout for you. But you have to decide what best works for you. For example, most women's body is not like suitable for heavy weight lifting. So we are best with yoga, Pilates, stretches. I mean, yoga and Pilates is much harder level. You can start with basic morning stretches, and that will improve your flexibility, that will improve your grace and poise. And last one is getting a journal. I have been telling this to everyone in my previous TEDx speeches also. Getting a journal. Get that thing off your mind. Get that thing, like for example, you spilled a coffee on someone 6 years ago. Just write it down. Today someone bumped into you in the bus and didn't apologize. Get that out of your brain. When your brain finds something unfinished inside your thought processes, it will keep going, because your mind hates unfinished projects. So you have to finish that. Get that thing off your mind so that your brain is convinced that you can take care of the problem later. You can look at it later. So doing some reflection also. What have I done today? What have I done in the past 5 years? This gives you a real image of what you have done and how far you've come. So you should be saying no to anxiety and finding your own peace of mind. Next. Thank you for your attention. That was my speech.